Hello, Astro friends. Here's Melanie with the Astro Weather for the week starting today, the 18th of June, and going till the 24th of June, which will be the day before the Cancer new moon. And that Cancer new moon comes with Jupiter. That'll be quite a big one. So we might already address that a little bit today, but there's so much going on this week anyway that needs attending and aligning and exploring. So let's see what's up. We are now in the last days of spring. Yes, the summer solstice will be on the 20th of June, Friday, exactly at 7:42 p.m. So we're on this cusp from Gemini to Cancer, and I call this cusp the nesting point because after all these flights, after all these explorations of Gemini in the season of Gemini, but also with Jupiter still in Gemini until the 9th of June, there's been so much going on our mental plane, on our flights of thoughts and conversations and discussions and disputes and even division that came from that, sadly, but also always with the notion to alchemize polarities, right? So it's been very mental. The first air sign of the zodiac, and now we're shifting into the first water sign, Cancer. Now it's a shift from thinking to feeling, and also coming from all these flights back home, back into the nest, back into uh, where we feel we belong. This is like a feeling, it's not a thought, right? We know it, right? It's quite an instinctual energy of belonging, of safety, of home, of family, of it's a tribal energy as well, and definitely has to do with the feeling body, as I say. Also supported by Jupiter now freshly in Cancer. Jupiter and Mercury are in Cancer, and they pull the solstice sun into Cancer as well. So what's going on in that regard? It's also about care, of course. It's about self-care. It's about care, showing our care for what matters, for the human family. Definitely these days with escalating wars and spreading all over the map. This is also a phenomenon that we see now with Saturn and Neptune freshly in Aries, in square with that early Cancer energy, or vice versa. So, yeah, we're having the widespread, seemingly uncontrollable wave, not just of renewal, but also of war. And how can there be an end put to that? It stops right here. Full stop, says Saturn, right? No more war is literally Saturn in Aries, especially in the face of all these different entanglements with Neptune and the different domino effects and contagious effects, so to say, of war. And so we're really seeing this last rollout. Let's hope it is before humanity really wakes up to the notion to actually stop this supporting this energy, which typically is, of course, a warfare of the mighty, a warfare of industry interests, and so on, right, at the expense of the so-called common people, expense of families and children. And this is really the notion of care from the Jupiter in Cancer perspective. So there's quite a clash now between this brute force of war and at the same time of true human needs and care and safety with that square that we're having from Jupiter to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So that square has been going on technically since, June 15th until today, June 18th, were the two exact alignments, or the one with Neptune follows this evening. But of course, the energy is there this whole summer as Saturn and Neptune are getting super close to each other in early Aries. How can a new era emerge? that does not have war as at its front page, right? So we need to channel the energy of Aries in a different way. What would that be? Authenticity, new beginnings, first steps, right? And even a quality of innocence of like, yeah, we can start, we can just get something new going, and we're stepping out of this violence. Also, that has been very much fueled by Mars in Leo up to literally yesterday. Yesterday, the 17th, was the day when Mars entered Virgo and will go through Virgo until the 6th of August. So this is after all this passion, but passion often also actually in the name of ego has to change back to reason, and to also on a practical level for all of us to what actually works after what we've been, all the drama, all the excitement out there. Maybe we overextended ourselves. So Virgo is more grounded and says what's healthy, what's functional, what is, actually practical, and what are good solutions here. So, yeah, it grounds us, that's for sure. And it's also about putting energy into our wellness, into alignment with our higher self, rather than being pulled into all these directions of distractions, for example, right? There's been lots of distractions as well due to that we can fall for due to our interests and curiosity. That's all very Gemini. So the Virgo side of Mars gets really strong and says, okay, let's rein this in. Let's take care of business in a good way and take care of wellness of our household, of our, it would be wonderful with Mars in Virgo. And the article is almost out, by the way, on my blog. You can find it later today. So a great time for all these projects, for these summer cleaning projects. And I have a few ideas for my own field here. And so what else is going on this week? We are in the waning moon phase, but let me go to the actual alignments first, and the moon comes in the end. So, here's my screen. Okay, waking up is the idea. June 20th, yes, summer solstice. And that's the shift for the solar energy when we are coming back to our gentleness, our care, our connection with each other, and a safe haven. What about that? And also playfulness, being inner child, right? Being a child again. So all this sweetness of Cancer can kick in as also the school year is ending and the holidays are soon on the horizon here. So time for children, time for the inner child. And for warmth, hopefully also for summer warmth here on the West Coast, it's been a bit temperamental. And then on June 22nd, 22nd, the 21st, I said? No, what's going on with that? The Sun in early Cancer square Saturn and Neptune in early Aries. So that's the 22nd and 23rd. Sorry, it was a typo in my write-up here. So yeah, so we're having exactly that theme that we already had with Jupiter over the last week, now with the Sun. So Sun is also spirit, it's consciousness. It's in this case also the consciousness of care, of connection, of compassion that challenges these interests and these karmic effects with Saturn, right? Of war and of more conflict and violence, and maybe even survival mode, right? So we can also understand how people in survival mode are battling and are fighting. And that is going on all over the world. And that can be also, of course, motives for war. and apparently even justify, but not really, just to get it clear, preemptive wars, right? So not feeling safe and then lashing out, but that needs to end as well. What is needed? Then we have on June 24th, the Sun in Cancer, in early Cancer, meets Jupiter. So just before the new moon, and I should show you that new moon chart, just before the new moon, the Sun actually meets Jupiter, and then they're all aligned, Sun, Moon, and Jupiter, early Cancer. Here you go, chart of the Cancer new moon here. And what a concentration. Early Cancer also has a Cancer undertone, and Mercury is at the end of Cancer. So this is all very apropos. Yeah, really a connectedness as a family, and I would say with Jupiter, a human family, not just more tribal warfare like here. That's early Aries energy, very primal. Um, Warfare against others because we are the tribe and your tribe over there trying to kill us, and so we need to retaliate or preemptively strike you and stuff like that. So we need to outgrow this, and we need to, from a Jupiter perspective, Jupiter in Cancer for the whole following year until June 30th, 2026, also cultivate more Cancer energy, more motherly energy, more grandmotherly energy, more the energy of safety and, yeah, as I said, also belonging. We all belong to a human family. And so now what's also going on this week, the moon preparing for the new moon in Cancer is at this point today in going into Aries, actually from Pisces, still in Pisces until 4:08 p.m. So there is a lot of attuning to how everything is connected, and that is actually a good thing because the north node, the moon also connects with the north node in Pisces currently. So we can see how things are really holographic, right? So how you do one thing, you can do everything, and how one thing works that can be replicated in other situations. We can see the effects, how everything connects, and how that helps us also understand and maybe it's beyond analyzing, which is what Virgo would do. Pisces has this holistic sense of things, and so the moon connecting with the north node before entering Aries. I'm just thinking of a conversation I just had with a friend right here on FaceTime around all these different phenomena that are going on in the world and how they have similar themes, in fact, although they appear very differently, right? So I don't want to go on again, but it has a lot to do with this warfare, and it also has to do with the outflowing Pisces age. We're leaving the Pisces age, and this is a transition year. This year and next year are really pivotal years for that. And now we're seeing it big time with the North Node in Pisces and with Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, connecting with Saturn. And so really a threshold here. And so much suffering, so much suffering, so much manipulation, so much often in the name of ideology, in the name of religion even, right? All that suffering that humans have gone through, and sacrifices, right? Sacrifice is not really, originally it was something sacred, right? A ritual, a ceremony, and something offered to the gods, so to say, being a sacrifice. Often also, yes, sacrifices of animals or even humans, and sacrifice has turned into also an ideology. It's noble to sacrifice yourself for the country or for this cause, but is it really? and what are we sacrificing for? Anyway, so all of that is Pisces age dynamic that we're coming out of. We're really understanding it, and it's becomes also sort of bipartisan. It's beyond all these different ideologies and political directions. We all get it that it's the same pattern, and we need to really not go there anymore and not support this and let the old empires collapse. Those emperors have no clothes, really, right? Except the ones that the industry, and especially the weapon industry, provides. That provides them the power. So, yeah, and then the moon goes into Aries this evening. We'll be in Aries for tomorrow, Thursday, and also Friday until the evening. So Aries makes things more acute, makes brings action into the picture. It could be also some sense of urgency with that, and aliveness and freshness. And so, what's new? What's exciting? What's happening here and now? Being very much alert in that regard, and that can be a really exciting thing. At the same time, also the moon, when entering Aries, of course, will meet Saturn and Neptune this evening, even, right? So, again, also an emotional attunement to what's going on and how this situation, especially out there in the world when it comes to the wars, is really an acute and urgent one to um, to shift and to basically not go for, right? So, or maybe something comes quickly, that's also Aries, to a solution, to a resolution. Would not be great, but not in a destructive way. So this is what the moon in Aries needs attention and attending to something that's really happening now and not like in 5 weeks, right? Then we're having the moon going into Taurus, the at summer solstice, actually just before summer solstice. That's quite nice. Less than an hour before the sun enters Cancer, the moon goes into Taurus, into her favorite abode, and that's a beautiful shift of energy and start into the summer season, because the moon in Taurus is all about enjoyment and grounding and security in that, also steadiness, right? Stability, all of that is Taurus, while a Cancer likes safety and care and protection, right? So that is a beautiful connection between the two. Will be, of course, on Saturday all day when the moon will be in Taurus. On Sunday, the moon goes into Gemini in the evening, but it's mostly a moon in Taurus weekend, a nice early summer weekend that way. How can we find joy and actually also, good food, everything that is nourishing from a Taurus side and nurturing from the Cancer side? So then the moon goes into Gemini. That will be a waning moon, almost dark moon. Yeah, not quite. Waning moon, sliver visible in the morning. Going into Gemini on Sunday 22nd in the evening. We'll be in Gemini all day Monday. And on Tuesday evening, going into Cancer by then, the dark moon before the new moon. Right? And so the Gemini waning moon is about releasing, right? Waning moon is about ending of the lunar cycle, right? It's close to the new moon. And we can actually intentionally release all these thought forms, all these different um, uh, directions where our mind has gone, even over the last year with Jupiter in Gemini, and bring them back home and also see what remains, what do we carry into the nest, so to say, and what are all these different branches we have uh, went out on a limb here and there and gathered all these various things, but actually what really matters, what is really fosters the sense of belonging and home. And so, and as I said, the Sun on the 24th will meet Jupiter in Cancer. So Cancer is really drawing in, right? And a new human family can emerge, and that can we can contribute to that, right? The whole theme of contribution is also Pluto in Aquarius. We can contribute by making family, making extended family with friends, with people whom you meet, right? Treat them like family. Don't have to invite them all to your home, but be kind and gentle and caring, because we all are emotionally taxed these days, and we're all in the same boat, as I say. Cancer is also like a cradle, a boat is also the turtle island. So yeah, and definitely make sure to be by the water, maybe literally in the water, and also let all these energies that are swirling around be absorbed by the ocean and by Mother Earth. So yeah, have a beautiful week, beautiful weekend into summer, and yeah, let's connect with gentleness in ourselves and each other. And you can find the articles that I'm about to post, Mars in Virgo, and then also for summer solstice, I probably post one, and I definitely you find those on my blog, and I definitely post on the Facebook page that you're most welcome to check out. Or also, if you like the video format, subscribe to it, and you know what to do, and share it with your friends. And I keep it up, and keep posting every week here. All the best to you. Much love. Bye.